Yo, what's up, everybody? What's up? UFC 329 just wrapped up. We are recapping the whole card, including the main event that you probably are all in here for. To say that Conor McGregor and Max Holloway was uneventful is putting it very kindly. McGregor blows out his knee, and we get the most disappointing return I have seen in my life. This was very much akin to Aaron Rodgers in his first game on the Jets in terms of the hype that was built up for nothing.
Perfect way
for
to put it.
absolutely nothing. Here's the thing, though. We're going to get into all of it as we go. This card was shaping up to be the best card of the year. Stacked, bottom to top. We're getting some violent finishes, entertaining fights everywhere you looked. The co-main, Paddy Pimblett looked unreal. Unreal. And then the main event happened. We're obviously disappointed with how it capped off, but this is the fight game. This is what we sign up for eventually. My dad was actually in attendance at the event. I called him after. I was like, my apologies, but this is literally how it is. You could spend thousands of dollars on a seat in T-Mobile Arena for a fight that wasn't even a fight. It wasn't even a fight. Like, we're going to break it down and everything, but there's really not much we can say about it. But, it's disappointing, but it is what it is. So before we get into it, just make sure you smash the like button. It's free action. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. We are going to go fight by fight. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's definitely going to be a fun card to go over, at least.
Yeah, that's at least the rest of the card was good for Mr. Regendron. I mean,
yeah, but he only missed the main card.
Oh,
he missed the entire generational prelims.
I mean, the first 4 fights on the main card were pretty good.
Yeah, he at least saw Lonnie and Royval, and he saw Bobby Green and Terrence McKee. Like, he saw some good moments.
Yeah, he saw good fights. Yeah, the main event, to put it lightly, that was like top 3 most disappointed I've ever been in my life. And I'm so serious. My friend took a video of the walkout, and I was in it, and I was so hyped, singing Foggy Dew into Biggie, and he sent it to me today, and I said that had to be a top 3 moment before disaster of all time. Of all time. That I should have known when he came out with the mohawk that it was going to be bad. Like, for someone, it was going to be bad, and more times than not, it was going to be him.
I thought he had a little bit of aura. He had a little bit of aura walking in.
I thought he was rocking the mohawk because that's the haircut he had when he beat Max the first time. So maybe he was trying to rechannel that early McGregor era of, just going in there and pitching shutouts. But
it's just going to be looked at as like a washed cut.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
it was.
This is Conor McGregor's Celtics Shaq moment.
Yeah, to put it lightly, yeah. Celtic Shaq, Suns Shaq. It was, yeah, that's just the only way to describe it. Was disappointing, very disappointing. I mean, everyone wanted a fight. I can't wait to see the viewership numbers, though. We talked about it on the prediction video of where we were ranking the viewership numbers for this. And I believe the World Cup game ended right before the main event, which I said would probably happen, and the World Cup went into extra time. So I wonder where the peak. I'm sure it peaked tremendously right before the main event. But with how good,
bigger than the White House card.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what me and you initially thought. I mean, that's just such a hard card to top. Also less fights, so I feel like more people are going to tune in for a longer duration of time because they don't have to watch 14 fights. But the card was good itself.
Any other year, and this would have been number 1.
Oh, 100%, 100%. Yeah, I mean, it's like this was kind of like a few years ago for UFC at 300. It's just you have that one card that nothing's going to top for the whole year. But definitely the second biggest card of the year. I think majority of the fights lived up to the hype. But yeah, the disappointment, man. Very disappointing. That got me upset.
Let's just take it from the bottom. We'll work our way towards the main event. But we're gonna start first fight of the night: Alessandro Costa, Cody Durden. High class performance, world class performance from Alessandro Costa. I thought he looked nothing short of amazing. Look, Costa was in a bit of a gimme spot. Not that Durden was, easy, but this was a favorable matchup for Costa. And after the exchanges in round one, he made it look that way. He was ripping the body, touching Durden up. Durden started slowing down. First round bleeds into an easy money. Second round submission, rear naked choke. I was hyped on this one because Costa was one of the picks that I was most confident in, I would say, especially Costa by sub. I called it on the pod. You can go watch our picks video. Called this one to a T. So we started the night off well. I really think Costa's fun at flyweight. I like his style. He's a genuinely enjoyable fighter. That was a tight, nasty choke, and it's put some real buzz around him. He's low-key on a nice run. Outside of the Alden Correa loss, where, to be fair, in that Alden Correa fight, he was hurt. He was hurt. So 3 straight wins since April, fighting basically every other month. It's pretty badass, I think he's slowly inching toward being a ranked fighter. Maybe not quite there yet. It's going to take one more little push for him, but he's almost there. And obviously with Cody Durden, he pulled off the upset of upsets last time out against Jafel Filio. But unfortunately, lightning does not strike twice. He was not going to upset Alessandro Costa in this spot. So yeah, I guess in terms of what's next for Costa, I'm going to scroll through Tapology while Chris gives his thoughts on the fight. But yeah, man, great win for Costa and a great way to start off the night.
Yeah, very good win for Costa. I'm a big fan of Costa. He's an all or nothing type of fighter. He always goes for broke. He always comes in, tries to mix it up with anyone who's standing in front of him. And yes, Cody Durden, his last time out, phenomenal performance against Jafel Filio, someone that should have won that fight. If you look at the betting odds, if you pay attention to that, and like you said, that was probably one of the best wins of Cody Durden's career. And lightning is kind of hard to strike twice in this division, at least, being a big underdog 2 times in a row. And Costa, yeah, he does have a nice win streak. He's been fighting a lot of fights on short notice, and he's looked great every time. And I like how you mentioned the Alden Correa loss. I mean, I'm a big fan of Alden Correa. I do not think that is a bad loss at all. I think Alden Correa is really making a name for himself. And for him to get a win over Costa that early in his career, I think that just goes to show how good he is. But yeah, Costa, powerful striker, mixes it up well. He loves ripping the body. I think that's his bread and butter. And, if you want to kind of see what I'm talking about, there was a video that floated around after he fought Stuart Nickel. And Stuart Nickel backstage was asking Costa like what he was doing, because he ripped the body. Like the way he was ripping the body was he was basically showing Nickel how he was countering him. And it was a really cool interaction, because you never really see fighters like after the fight being like, yo, dude, like, how did you beat me? Like, let me know so I can get better. And, Costa being willing to share what he was doing. He kind of just waits, and when someone comes over the top, he slips it while throwing a body hook or like a body uppercut. And that really puts people in danger. And he's very good on the ground. And the one thing that I really found interesting, and I guess I never realized, because I always think of Costa, someone who is good on the ground. He's a very aggressive ground fighter, and he has the subs in his bag. But that was his first UFC submission. When he gets on the ground, he does go for subs, but his past, I think his four out of his 5 wins in the UFC were all ground and pound. They were all TKOs, most of them were ground and pound. Like we'll see Matt Schnell punches that was standing up, Nickel left hook standing up. But yeah, he's a big ground and pound guy, but he does have the subs in his bag. So for him to showcase that against Cody Durden, he did a great job of fighting the hands too. Because Cody Durden, he was alive for a little bit, and then Costa just really kept working on that rear naked choke. And he had kind of a neck crank, and then Cody tried to fight the hands, and as soon as Cody let go for that split second, sunk it right under the neck and was able to lock it up fully, and Cody tapped instantly. But yeah, Costa, good win. He's built a nice little win streak. He has, two of his, I would say all three of his losses in the UFC are very good. Amir Albazi, Steve Erceg, and Alden Correa. That's not something that you should be down about. I think those are all quality losses, and he's beating everyone that he should beat. Someone that I was thinking that maybe he could fight, you look at the rankings, Correa is not in the meta rankings. I don't believe he is he's not in the media rankings either. I think it's time for him to get a shot. I was thinking someone like Alex Perez. I think that would be actually Alex Perez is fighting Sumaderji. How about we do Edgar Chairez?
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I think the big question I'm asking myself is, do they even give him a ranked guy? Because yes, Edgar Chairez against Costa would be a genuinely good fight. Hard to say, though, because the guy who beat Costa most recently, Alden Correa, is also winning and hasn't cracked the top 15 himself either.
That is true.
Can we really bump Costa up into the rankings yet? I don't know.
That is true. Yo, what's up, John?
Hey, what's
up, late night, bro? How you doing?
What's up, bro? I'm thinking maybe you could do something really cool with Costa and Kai Kara France if he comes back. I like that idea too. That would be a violent fight.
Yeah, that's Kai is a mystery. I don't know what's going on with him. That was assuming
he comes back, but he's gonna have to be fighting down and pretty much outside the rankings if he does.
Right. Yeah, that would be a good fight if the timetable matches up.
If it's not a spot against someone like Edgar Chairez, a fight like that is probably the move for Costa. But at the end of the day, I do think they're going to give him the rank shot, right? Because we can't really be dependent on Correa, and obviously Alden Correa is fighting this week at UFC OKC against Stuart Nickel, who he should get by pretty freaking easily.
That's funny that he's fighting Stuart Nickel after Alden Correa just fought him. Very interesting.
Yeah, pretty terrible matchmaking in my opinion.
Yeah.
But, I think if Correa wins, he's going to be on track for ranking anyway. I think you can give Costa a ranked opportunity. We're good, man. I'm fine because I was able to curse Conor and Max won, so it's all good on my end.
I was disappointed.
Different story.
I was disappointed, but it's okay. It's the fight game. Nothing. Yeah. You can't really take anything for granted. Yeah, just crappy. I would have much rather Conor just straight up get knocked out than for that to happen. Dude, before the White House card, people were complaining that McGregor wasn't on it. Yeah, thank God. Thank God.
Well, that's what Dana was talking about. He needs people that he can trust. He needs people that he knows will show up and fight. Conor McGregor and John Jones do not fit that category at all.
Well, Conor showed up.
Conor showed up, but it's so much unknown and so much caution that you have to have with any Conor McGregor fight at this stage that it's like, also, you're in a scenario where the White House card was going to sell anyway. You didn't need to use Conor on that card.
Right, 100%.
You don't need to put Conor on the biggest events because the biggest events are selling themselves anyway. So
you could have had a super low level fight to kick off the White House card, and it wouldn't have mattered. It still would have been a banger. In terms of viewership numbers.
Guys, but before the White House card, I was telling people that it's a good card, and on one stream, the streamer started yelling at me. Well, that's not nice.
L streamer. We would never do that to you, John.
Our glorious King John.
Yes, our glorious King John. Our loyal viewer, John. The only one in the chat at 1 a.m. We love you.
Just for saying it's a good card is crazy, man. It was a good card. And hey, shove it in their faces now. It was the best card of the year.
But who in their right mind who actually watches the UFC sees that card and sees the stacked fights on that card and says it's a bad card?
Every single fight was dope, on paper.
One of my friends who's kind of a UFC casual was like, "Damn, these are some good fights," and he he's not too invested in it, and he even knew it was going to be a good card. It's like the White House card can't be just good. The UFC should have paid millions to get the biggest names. Dude, they had like 4 of the biggest names that you could actually produce.
Pereira was the co-main.
Yeah. You had Sean O'Malley as the featured fight.
Like some of the biggest names in the sport were on the card. And he's like, and I'm an American and I love this country. Well, good for him. He's clearly not showing it in that instance. So I guess we go about showing love our different ways.
That's a terrible take. That is actually a terrible take.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. He should not have yelled at you for that. That's crazy. All right, Ryan Gondra and Zach Reese. This was a one-shot game set match. Ryan Gondra can crack, man.
Bro.
And it's so funny because we got the classic commentary curse. If you guys were tuned into the broadcast,
oh, that was so funny.
they were hyping up Zach Reese. They're talking about how good his stance looked. It took one shot from Mr. Heavy Hands Ryan Gondra to end this fight. Gondra is definitely a knockout specialist. He's looking like one of them ones on the come up. I am a little curious whether his defense is going to get exposed as he moves up, though. I'm not doubting the offense at all. I mean, the guy hits like a Mack truck. Zach Reese went the distance last time with Michel Pereira. He did solid work against a one-eyed Chara Magomedov, a sharp striker in his own right, and Gondra one-shots him. You know, this is pound for pound punching power we're seeing out of Ryan Gondra. He is a serious threat, legit knockout artist prospect at the weight class. What's next is interesting. I could see the UFC lining up Andre Petroski against Gondra. Brad Tavares wants time off because he got injured, but a Gondra Tavares fight could be fun. I think that'd be a very chaotic fight. Gondra against Marco Tulio could be wild too. It's hard to know exactly where they slot him. Maybe they'll put him in a spot where he's just got to like fill in short notice for someone. There's a couple of fights in that range that are coming up. Dante Johnson and Eric McConaughey are fighting on August 8th. So if one of them pulls out, I think Gondra could step in. Mansour Abdul-Malik and Dustin Stoltzfus, though if Stoltzfus pulls out, I don't think they'll do Mansour and Gondra because I don't think they want to risk Mansour because they're trying to build him as a potential guy. So I don't know. The matchmaking as a whole for this card is very hard, to be honest with you. But those are just some of the names that came to mind. I want to see him against a vet. I
got a good vet.
A good test. But we could step it up while still giving Gondra someone that he can flatline.
Well, one, I was thinking, I think this is a little bit too much right now. I would love some time down the line to see him versus Roman Kopylov. I think that would be a good test for him. And Kopylov is a technical striker, good kickboxer. We saw what he was just able to do to Marco Tulio, who was kind of in that same boat as Gondra. I think Gondra's proven himself a little more than Tulio, but Tulio is a good power puncher. But yeah, if we're not going to shoot that high, you know, someone like Marc-Andre Barrio, even though he hasn't been doing the best recently, still a really tough guy. And like you knock out power bar, your power, that's legit power. Yeah, I was thinking something along the lines of that, but dude, that overhand was beautiful. He clipped Zach Reese so bad. And he's just proven my take that season 9 of Dana White Contender Series is literally the best class ever. All of these guys perform, minus Javier Reyes. But dude, this class is just insane. It's like every time you look at one of them fight, I you know what I want to do? I need to go and find this. It'll take a little bit though. I want to find their combined record since all of them have fought in the UFC. It has to be like obviously I know.
Okay, Nalo Fernandez and Reyes have lost.
Martinetti and Vologdin too.
Yes, so that's 5.
But dude, it feels like the rest of them actually have just won.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like
I think so.
Yakyaev already has like 3 fights under his belt, and so does Ivo Baronetski.
Yakyaev and Evo are already there.
They're already
Like
6-0 combined. Delano
and we
won,
still haven't
Doza
seen
won.
people from this contender series. Like, where's Cody Kovanchek?
Yeah,
You know, like,
I can't believe
where's
they didn't put him
Ramiro
on the Canada
Jimenez?
card.
We haven't seen Michael Oliveira yet. We haven't seen who else? Christopher Alvidrez. We haven't seen yet.
Yeah,
Like, there are a lot of guys we have yet to see. Oh, Asplund lost.
Aspen did lose
to Petrino. But yeah, man, this contender series class is super legit. Super
so
legit.
phenomenal.
And it's so
Yeah,
funny because the top of the top are in featherweight. The top of this class are all in featherweight.
Yeah, it's loaded. But yeah, Gondor's a problem, man. He's gonna be such a problem. If if you can just, I still need to see a little bit more from him. I like what you said that like can't really tell the whole package with him yet because he's just been going out there and smoking people. I need to see him with a little bit of adversity, but if he's good enough to not even put himself in positions that he has to face adversity, I think that just speaks for itself.
And guys, when Contender Series comes back, we will give you guys streams on Tuesday nights, late nights. But I'll go live after Contender Series if y'all want, because we love Contender Series. If you were a follower, if you're a subscriber for a long time, you would know that Tuesday nights we would stream after Contender Series and we'd break it all down. So we'll do it again for this season because I'm excited for this season of Contender Series as well. It's always
the funny part is they're bringing back a lot of the guys who lost to these notable season 9,
which goes to show you how good
winners.
this class was.
Yeah, it's like I mean, I agree with Dana and Hunter and Sean Shelby is. I mean, some of these guys, it's like you just ran into a buzzsaw. So let's see who you do against someone who's not a buzzsaw.
Literally, no, I'm very excited to see this year of Contender Series, but this past year has been cooking so far. All right, Farid Basharat, John Garza.
Shout out John Garza, man.
Yes, shout out John Garza. I've got a feeling Farid Basharat ends up getting let go by the UFC. They've already cut his brother, and it's honestly the little things. T-Money actually sent me, he sent us a reel of penis flatlining Almeida, which I can't wait to get to in a second. In the comments, everyone was talking about how Basharat did not even get a post. He was one of the only fighters that did not get a post on this card. They don't want to push this guy. Every fight had some sort of a highlight or a mention, except for this fight. There's nothing from Basharat and Garza anywhere on the UFC page. You can go and look. I am 100% certain. I checked. Javid was recently released. He grinded out a testy decision over a short notice opponent. It is the exact same story here. I think the UFC ends up not re-signing Farid when his deal's up. He is out there, and I thought this was so cringy too. Post-fight, he's like, hey, do you guys think I deserve a new contract? Yeah, I think so too. Why? You use your mic time to ask for a new contract. You're not getting a contract. You know what I mean? Like it's like it's how the people ask for bonuses too. If you ask for a bonus, you're not going to get a bonus. You get a bonus by doing things that will get you a bonus. You shouldn't have to say it,
Right. You let your actions speak louder than words.
He doesn't finish fights. He is a decision merchant, and the UFC is not interested in keeping decision merchants around. A 23-year-old John Garza pushed him to the brink here. And then after the fight, this is even worse. Basharat said he didn't want to rebook the Ethan Ewing fight. Okay, cool. Get the fuck out of here. We don't need you anymore.
Yeah. So
because I'm not gonna lie, if this was Basharat and Ewing would have killed him.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Ewing would have smoked Basharat. I was probably going to pick him if that fight stood. So I have fun in the PFL, man. PFL bantamweight is looking really good right now. He will fight for the title right away. He is undefeated. That is good enough to make a name for yourself in any MMA organization. It is not going to be in the UFC.
Yeah, I mean, I think in this fight, I took way more away from John Garza's performance than I did Basharat. I thought, dude, Basharat almost lost that. I mean, I think I personally gave John Garza that second round. I thought 30-27 was a little bit heavy-handed on the judges' scorecard.
I did too. But I think
Garza
Basharat got the first and the third.
Yes, 100%. I did give John Garza the second round, and Garza looked good. He was on track to do what we were talking about on our prediction video. I said, how crazy would it be if John Garza comes in here and puts a Ethan Ewing type performance on?
I'm telling y'all, it's always the short notice opponents. They just get a crazy boost.
They better bring back John Garza after this fight. If they don't, I'm going to be upset.
Oh, they will. They will.
I think he fully performed as good as he could have. And like Basharat is not bad. He's just a decision merchant. But Garza had him in some really bad positions where I thought, wow, if he was able to just string together a few more punches, Basharat could have been out of there. But yeah, 23-year-old John Garza stepping up on short notice. That's how you have to make a name for yourself, man. Like, you just got to go in there and you got to fight. You got to fight the best you possibly could. And I really think John Garza did. I think he put on one of the best performances that he could have put on and showcased. You know, it's like a live tryout. It really is. It's like, all right, go in there. If you do well, we'll think about re-signing you. I hope the UFC brings him back because he looks fun. He looks like he's just willing to scrap. And that's exactly what the UFC wants. And on the contrary, they don't want someone like Basharat. You need guys that finish fights. You know, it takes a lot for you to be a decision merchant and for the UFC to, one, want to keep you, and two, actually put you in positions where you can advance your career. There's very few guys who are decision merchants and actually succeed in the UFC.
Bilal being one of them.
But even Bilal, even though he's been losing, he's been putting on some good fights recently, whether he's getting his ass kicked or he's just staying in these crazy fights. Like even the Bonfim fight, he got his ass whooped for 5 rounds, but it was still a really fun fight to watch. Maybe excited Bonfim. It was fun for me.
I don't think the Gary and Bonfim fights were all that, but
okay. All right,
JDM
fight was sick. All right, and maybe I'll take that back. But yeah, it takes a lot for you to be a decision merchant and actually be held onto from the UFC. And I don't think Basharat offers enough in his decisions where he's that guy that they want to do that with.
Yeah, I agree. I think for Garza, they're probably going to put him up against one of these Contender Series guys from this upcoming class. They'll probably have him back later in the year. But yeah, I'm excited to see where he goes from here. I was very impressed. All respect to John Garza. Definitely a good fight from him. We took more away from the loser than the winner of that fight, if it wasn't clear.
That should say a lot.
All right, Damian Pinas versus Cesar Almeida.
Pinas.
I'm telling y'all, man, Damian Pinas, he just needs one, bro. He literally just needs one. He is literally like he gets out kickboxed by the technician for most of it, and then one straight right lands, and the fight is over. He is we called Farid Basharat a decision merchant. Damian Pinas is a one-shot merchant. He just needs
the
one.
Complete opposite.
Devastating knockout power. All he needed was that straight, and it was good night for Cesar Almeida. And how classy is Pinas? Didn't even follow up and tee off on an unconscious guy. He pulled a Roundtree. He waited for the ref. He's like, hey, what are we doing? He's out. I love his style, man. It is. I think I mentioned it on picks, but he fights like an MMA Deontay Wilder, like to a T. This is the type of fighter that we really need in the UFC. It's a lot of fun. Doesn't have to be technical, just has to be one shot away from changing everything. After the fight, he calls out Baysangur Susurkayev, an undefeated prospect.
He'd smoke Susurkayev.
I agree, and honestly, I think the UFC wants to keep him far away from that fight.
Yep.
I think they are terrified of their golden goose getting violently slimed out by Penis. More realistic, I think they give him someone like the winner of Tresean Gore and Vicente Luque, I think could fight Penis. And I think either of those guys can pose problems for him, to be honest. Or someone they care a little less about who's on the rise, like a Jun Young Park. They could give him that.
Ooh,
But if Gore beats
Iron Turtle, wow.
If Gore beats Luque, I think that could be the matchup. I think Tresean Gore and Damian Penis would be the move because I don't know, or a Michal Lejechuk fight down the line. It's just hard to matchmake for Penis because it's not just about what I'd want to see. It's what is realistic for the UFC to do. If it was purely up to me, definitely give him Susurkayev. But Susurkayev doesn't need to be handed a guy hitting like this just yet, you know?
100%.
But
he's very hittable early in his fights, all of his fights, and Penis would slime him out. He really would.
Yeah. Penis is a legit problem for sure. No amateur background. Didn't matter. He knocked out a former kickboxer and high-level striker with a single shot. Yeah, sensational. He is a certified badass.
Yeah, I think if Tresean Gore beats Luque, I think that's the fight they make. I think if Luque wins, Luque's chin has been checked way too many times. I don't think the UFC does that because I think they already know the result if they put up Penis against.
But
Luque.
It's a good moment to elevate Penis.
It is. So it's a great name to add to your resume. But yeah, I'm gonna take this one on the chin. I was wrong. I was wrong. I doubted the Penis power. Not necessarily doubted. I knew that. I knew that he could knock Almeida out in one punch, but I was clinging to the fact that Almeida's never been knocked out before, and he's a very high level kickboxer. And for the first 4 minutes of the fight, he showed his high level kickboxing. He was technical, kind of just trying to beat around the bush with Penis, but he just wasn't able to land that clean strike. I think it was just because Penis is just so big in that octagon, man. He's tall. He has a super long reach. He's able to hit you and not allow you to get close enough to hit him back. But yeah, I mean, I was wrong. I'll wear that one. I don't really see too many MMA like picks guys saying that they were wrong.
Yeah, we'll admit when we were wrong, That's the difference.
You can look at every stream. I always come on here and say I was wrong. Because what am I gonna say? What am I gonna blame Cesar Almeida and be like, oh dude, this guy sucks, bro? Like whatever. Nah, he actually fought a good fight. He fought a good first round. He just got caught. And sometimes it's as simple as that. Would Penis KO Kyle Dawkins? He would send Kyle Dawkins into the shadow realm.
Yeah, he would do it in the first round. If Bo Nickel could do it in the first round, Penis is doing it in
he would send him into the shadow realm. But yes, Damian Penis is a problem. He is a problem. He hits hard as hell, man. It's crazy. Yeah, he really is a UFC version of the Bronx Bomber. It's or the Bronze Bomber. It's really fun to watch. It really is. But I guess he's kind of like Gondra. Like we still haven't seen him in positions of adversity, but he doesn't put himself in positions of adversity. So I think that just speaks to how good he is. But good knockout, man. He had Almeida staring at the stars, and Almeida. I thought it was so funny because when Almeida dropped, and he just like obviously his eyes rolled back for a second, and he just slowly looked around like, oh no, is he coming? Is he coming? And they locked eyes for 5 seconds, and Peanuts is just holding his hand up here, and he's just Almeida's just like, ah, shit, I already know what's coming. And then Chris Tognoni, dude, you should have stopped that as soon as he fell.
He could have stopped it a little earlier.
Yeah, great sportsmanship from Peanuts, because that could have been bad. Those could have been some super necessary shots.
You got to think he's 38 years old. That would have been career ending if he landed those follow-ups. So very, very classy move from Penis to not go for the finish, to not finish on Cesar Almeida's face. But we move on. Tracy Cortez, Wang Kong. Wang Kong put on an absolute masterclass here. Picked apart Tracy Cortez for 3 full rounds. This was the performance we had been waiting to see from her. Fending off takedowns against a girl who is well respected in wrestling, then just showing her levels on the feet. She destroyed the leg, rocked Cortez with big shots. There was one illegal knee in there, but I don't think it actually changed. It didn't actually change the outcome. She was winning regardless. And to be honest, Wang Kong is another fighter that I thought could have been pushed more on social media. I didn't understand why they didn't promote this fight. But I guess if you go to decision and every other fight's ending in a finish, you're going to get overshadowed. So I thought it was a pretty fun fight. You know, the commentary wasn't really too hot on it, but I thought this was a fun fight, you know?
I did.
Do I think she has earned a leapfrog straight into a Valentina Shevchenko fight as she asked for? No, not yet. I would still love to see that rematch happen eventually, but got to slow down. Cortez was ranked 8th. Wang was ranked 12th, I believe.
Yes.
Maybe Wang gets Macy Barber, which would be a serious test given the grappling pedigree. Or there's Rose Namajunas. She is due back after fighting in January. Namajunas versus Wang is a striker's delight. You know, I'm genuinely into that idea, honestly. Rose has a lot of respect for Shevchenko, and I think she'd love to be the one to slow down Wang Kong's rise. I think that would be a great fight night co-main. Maybe even if they want to, if she can turn around quick, this could be the co-main for the Shanghai card.
Could be
in August. She didn't take much damage, so I think she could do it. I can see it happening, but I think the next fight should be Rose versus Wang. I think that'd be a great fight.
Yeah, Wang Kong pitched a shutout. She defended all the takedowns, and that was that was one of the main points about my pick is, look, Tracy's a solid grappler. Her grappling looked terrible. I'll be completely honest. Those takedowns were so lackluster and half-assed. I was surprised that Tracy was only able to land one of them. But Wang Kong, very good takedown defense. And one of the main points of my pick was, you know, if she could stuff the takedown, she's going to pick her apart on the feet. Like it wasn't even close on the feet. And that's how it played out. I'm happy that's how it played out because I would have been down many picks this Ricard.
Yeah, this was my first pick of the night that I missed.
Yeah, we did good on the prelims. We both lost one fight. Same with Sam. We all went 8-1 on the prelims. I lost on Almeida. They both.
So we all went 8-1.
Yeah, we all went 8-1 on the prelims. The main card is where everything went to crap. But yeah, beautiful performance from Wang Kong. I still think that she's not getting Valentina. I mean, you know, ballsy call out. You want to get your name out there. I think there's a little bit of a line building up to fight Val, but I really like that Macy Barber fight because Macy Barber is a dog on the feet and she's a very good grappler. Like I think she's the perfect culmination of skills to really be a litmus test for Wang Kong. Because if Wang Kong's takedown defense is as legit as it looked against Tracy, Macy might be in for some trouble, but Macy's a much more aggressive grappler than Tracy is. Like Macy shoots takedowns 100% every time. And if she doesn't get it, she'll keep shooting. And she's not scared of anyone on the feet. She is coming off a brutal knockout loss to Alexa Grasso. But I think that I think that would just be a good litmus test for Wang Kong. But I also do like the Rose fight because Rose is also a perfect culmination of skills for that. I feel like Macy and Rose are very similar. I think Macy's a little bit more of a dog on the feet and Rose is more polished in terms of technical kickboxing. But Rose is also, I would say Rose is a grappler by trade. So that might be a stretch. But
yeah,
I think Rose is also a good grappler and could be that person to, you know, really give Wang a tough time in the octagon. Regardless, this was a very solid fight. And Wang Kong showing her improvement. Every fight she looks like she's been improving. So it's a good win for her. Good name to add to the list.
Yeah, I had to eat this one on the chin. I thought Tracy would just absolutely grapple fuck Wang Kong, but didn't end up happening, and all for the better. You know, this is exactly what I wanted to see out of Wang Kong anyway. So works out all the same. Luke Riley, lad, versus Kai Kamaka. The Scousers tonight, man. The Scousers were really just killing it. Luke Riley does it. He knocks Kamaka out in the first round and looks incredible doing it. His hands are lightning fast. I love watching Luke Riley fight. Like, I've watched him since he was on the regional scene. I was very excited when he made his debut against Bogdan Grad. I was excited to watch him versus Bogdan Grad live in Qatar. I mean, this was an incredible finish. His striking is high caliber, you know, amateur boxing background, and it clearly paid off. He beat the piss out of Kamaka in the clinch. Standing TKO. There was a little backlash. The commentary crew wasn't thrilled with the timing of the stoppage, but Kamaka was on ice skates in there.
He fell backwards as soon as it got stopped.
Yeah,
like,
that stoppage probably saved him some damage, and it let him turn around and fight again later in the year instead of getting seriously concussed. I don't mind that stoppage at all. Things could have gone a lot worse for him. Riley is a legit prospect, and he did it on on the McGregor card, or actually, we really should say on the Holloway card, the Paddy Pimblett card at this point.
The Paddy card.
I like what the UFC have done with his matchmaking so far. He's being matched up properly. Bogdan Grad for your debut is great. Then you go to Michael Aswell, now Kai Kamaka. You know, it is a slow and steady rise for him. And he's 27 years old. You know, they don't need to rush him. So in terms of what's next, Andre Fili just took a very, very bad loss to Vinicius Oliveira. I'm wondering, he didn't retire, right? I'm remembering this correctly. He didn't retire. So if he's not retired, I would like to see Andre Fili versus Luke Riley. I think that feels like the type. I think Riley has a chance to get a highlight reel knockout here. It could be another highlight reel matchup for him. And also it's a good vet test, you know, at the same time. I don't think they're ready to bump the difficulty up to someone like a William Gomis per se, or a C-Rod just yet. I think C-Rod would be definitely a tough test for him. Definitely an underratedly tough test for Luke Riley if it happened. More likely they keep it fun. Or Willie Cat Santos. Willie Cat Santos just lost to Duho Choi. Both guys have Thai and boxing backgrounds. That tracks. You know, just keep him in entertaining fights before you turn the competition dial up. It's a good thing they stacked this card with all these prospects, considering how the main event went. They usually don't stack McGregor cards. Yeah, this is exactly why you stack McGregor cards. If this card was bad and you got that main event, it would have been a colossal disappointment. Not saying it wasn't.
100%.
It still is a colossal disappointment that the main event ended that way. But it's insurance at the end of the day. It's good that they padded it.
100%. And it also gives a worthy pedestal or podium to put these young guys on this card and get their name out there, because there's probably so many more people tuning in specifically for the McGregor fight, but potentially throughout the card that wouldn't ever see a Luke Riley fight, or ever see a Ryan Gondra fight, or a Damian Pinas fight. I mean, I think that putting these guys in these high level spots, albeit on the prelims, it's still their name is linked to the McGregor card, and that holds weight, because that's just that's a 10x spotlight that they would have never gotten if it was another card. And for the most part, they all performed. They really did. And we'll get into it. Even Lonnie Kavanaugh had a very good performance, although he got lost. Jesus, he lost. He did get lost. He got lost in that submission. But yeah, I think it's a nice pedestal for these young guys, and I think the UFC is doing a good job of getting them on the map. But yeah, Luke Riley, dude, lightning fast, and Kamaka's a tough guy. Like for Luke Riley to be able to do that to Kai Kamaka, that's a good win. And the way he did it, I don't think it was an early stoppage. I think Kamaka would have been done within 5 to 10 seconds. It was kind of like the overall gist I got from like the online discourse is they just wanted to see Kai Kamaka die. They wanted a if he dies type of stoppage, which I don't agree with because Kamaka was literally fighting for his life to just stay on his feet. Like that, he was not answering any of those shots. He was just kind of falling into Luke Riley. But yeah, Luke Riley's legit. He is legit. He's on that Cage Warriors pipeline. You know, some have panned out, others have looked great. You know, Ian Gary, Paddy Pimblett. I guess we can throw McGregor in that, but well, that doesn't count as of right now. Yeah, that Cage Warriors pipeline is good. There are some good guys that are coming out of that promotion, and it's always been like that. Yeah, Luke Riley's undefeated now, 14-0. He'll start seeing a step up in competition, but man, dude, he is such a good boxer. He's so fun to watch. And I know there was some backlash of like the Aswell fight because he didn't knock out Michael Aswell. Aswell's a tough guy, so it makes sense. And that was kind of I wouldn't say disappointing fight, but I think we expected a little bit more of a dominant win from Luke Riley. I think he made up for it tenfold with this fight. He went out there and pitched a shutout and showed that he could be a premier featherweight. He really can. I think the sky's the limit for this kid if he puts it all together. Like with his grappling game, he already has the striking game down to a T. So yeah, I'm so excited to watch him in the future.
First round KO for Luke Riley and also a first round KO for Adrian Yanez.
This was fun. This is a fun 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, brutal one. Brutal knockout. Garbrandt came out fast. I thought, okay, he really wants to get into a fight. That turned out to be the problem because he got murdered in the first. You can see him basically asleep on his feet, just throwing wild body shots with his hands low, getting ripped over the top. Amazing KO from Yanez. Genuinely, like this was an incredible finish. I think this is the best finish of Yanez's career, in my opinion.
Dude, he's back. He's back.
He's like the new gen Jorge Masvidal to me. The way that the entertainment value in his fights, the way that he strikes. And honestly, I think his career arc isn't too far off. A lot of losses on the record, but it's almost like it's part of his identity now. You know, I think this is a great comeback arc for him. Next up, I'd love to see him against Jakub Viklas, though that might be a stretch. By the numbers, he is a jump up in competition. There's also a Said Nurmagomedov matchup that could work. Or someone like Davy Grant. Though, I mean, Grant being just outside the rankings makes that a tall order too soon. More realistically, maybe it's a fight against the loser of Charles Jourdain and Cheeto Vera. If you want to give him a ranked shot. Because, if Cheeto loses this fight, he's out of the rankings. So, Yanez and Cheeto could be a good fight, in my opinion. I'd be fine with seeing that happen. Another kind of striker's delight, especially if it's Jourdain, too. If it's Jourdain and Yanez, that'd be a crazy fight. But, yeah, I think all those are good options. But, this was a photo finish for Adrian Yanez. Exactly what we expected to. He was going to sleep Garbrandt, and he did.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, and yeah, like you said, I actually do. I do kind of like that Jorge Masvidal comparison because, I mean, you look at Yanez's losses. I mean, he was on a tear when he entered the UFC. He got checked by Rob Font in the first round, and that was kind of when Rob Font was that prospect killer guy about 3 years ago. Then right after he loses to Jonathan Martinez, who is he even in the UFC anymore? We have not seen him in a minute.
Yeah, where is Jonathan Martinez?
We have not seen him in 2 years. I
do not know. Good leg kicks, man.
Yeah, dude. Well, yeah, because that's how he got Yanez. It was the leg kick TKO. I mean, that dude throws thunderous leg kicks. And then he loses to Daniel Marcos, who ultimately got released by the UFC. But he's 18-1.
He lost to McGee too.
No,
Are we
not
talking
Yanez.
about Yanez or?
Yeah, I was talking
or-
about Yanez.
Oh, never mind.
Like basically that Yanez's losses are really not bad losses in the UFC, and he should have won his last fight against Ricky Simone. Even though it was a draw. Martinez has been going through surgeries. John, that's why you're the GOAT. Thank you for giving me that information because I did not know that.
Yeah, appreciate
and I hope he gets better because I enjoy watching Jonathan Martinez fights. But yeah, Yanez, I mean, dude, he's such a good boxer. He's so crisp. And you know what I'm thinking, which is so funny. You know, if they really want to get Farid Basharat out of the promotion, dude, just have Yanez go slime him out. Just have Yanez go slime him out. He'll do the work for you. Because in that fight, I'm taking Adrian Yanez all day.
Yeah, I would.
He would
too.
slime
I
out
would
Farid Basharat.
I would actively be rooting for Yanez too. I'd be hate
yeah.
watching Farid Basharat.
But yeah, dude, Cody had me nervous, bro. When he came out guns blazing, I'm like, oh God, like he looked very confident very early. And Garbrandt's a fighter. When he has that early confidence, he's dangerous. And he was looking dangerous, but I like the way you put it, where it was like he looked like he wanted to get into a fight, and that was the exact problem. he cannot fight.
He should not have done that.
Yeah, he shouldn't have done that. But yeah, dude, Yanez, powerful, crisp, fast on the feet. Great win. It's looking really bad for Cody at this point in his career. I don't even know where you can go. Like if you just have him as a guy that just builds up lower level prospects and just kind of use his name to catapult other people, but it's slim pickings at this point. I think Cody's kind of done, and it's sad because he's had a real fall from grace after that Dominic Cruz fight. Put on one of the best performances in UFC history, and he has looked nothing of the sorts since then.
I wouldn't say it was one of the best performances in UFC. I mean, he won the. It was a 3-2 fight. Like I don't think it was the dominant performance that everyone.
No, but
made it out to be.
But dude, doing that to
Dominic Cruz, I mean, he was aura farming, but like I don't know.
I mean, I think doing that to arguably the bantamweight GOAT at that time. Like that was
close fight with the bantamweight GOAT is not the most greatest, one of the greatest performances of all time to me, at least. I don't know. I just feel like people gas it up.
Make me upset, bro. That was such a sick performance. I feel like okay, definitely the best performance of Cody Garbrandt's career. I mean, that's not in question. But
yeah, I won't disagree with you there.
But it was just the way that like. It was like, oh, wow, Dominic Cruz, he's just going to go in there and slime out Cody. And that performance, well, I mean, I've said this on the podcast before. Before the Piotr Jan win over Merab in December, I thought Cody Garbrandt's performance against Dominic Cruz was the best bantamweight title performance there's ever been.
Nah. Maybe. I'd have to go back and look. I would say
no, it was.
Okay.
It was.
In that same respect, Merab and Umar was just as good of a performance. In that same respect, using your logic.
Fuck.
Checkmate.
Yeah, checkmate. You got me. I can't move. I resign.
It's all jokes, fam. It's all jokes.
Yeah, but yeah, Cody Garbrandт is nothing of the sorts of what he used to be, which is very sad because at his peak, he was in some very fun fights. We'll put it like that. But Yanez is back. He is back. He looks good.
For sure. We love Adrian Yanez. Just always in entertaining fights, man. Always in entertaining fights. They built him up a little too quick, but now it seems like he's back on business.
Mm-hmm. 1 second,
Gable
dude.
Steveson.
1 second.
Yeah, so we bet the under half a round on this, and we got cooked.
Dude, he was out at 2:31.
Yeah, literally 231 is crazy.
Or like, well, all right, so they stopped it at 229, but real time the clock was at 231 when Ellison was on the ground, and they just had to wait 2 seconds because they knew that we bet that. I take a lot of I'll take a lot of my losses on the chin. This one, I'm pissed. This one, I blame them.
Because it literally stops at 230.
So stupid, bro. So stupid.
And Gable didn't even have to follow up. I don't know what it is with Gable and unconscious people, bro, but it's kind of crazy, dog. Like, it is really crazy. It is really, really crazy. I thought this was pretty good, though. I thought this was pretty good. Steveson looks the part. He's aggressive. He hits hard. And he's only 4 fights into his career. Ellison is not UFC level yet. More of an LFA caliber opponent. But it was the right type of fight for Steveson at this stage. First round knockout. Working the body. Steveson was clearly more accurate and effective throughout. He dropped Ellison against the cage and finished it violently. He avoided most of the wild return fire. He's going to get criticized harshly no matter what he does.
100%.
That's the honest truth. He is an Olympic gold medalist. He has some real controversy attached to his name. He's disliked by a good chunk of the fan base. I'm judging this fight strictly on what happened in the cage. And what happened is he is an athletic freak with knockout power in both hands. Now, I will say, he's 5'11". So I think there is a real chance that he eventually drops to light heavyweight, which would be interesting to watch.
That's a big
heavyweight. Heavyweight feels more open right now, though. I'm not calling him a future champ off this, but it was a clean first round finish against a guy he should have finished in the first round. He did exactly what he was supposed to do. His wrestling is Olympic level. We're going to find out more as he climbs. Would he beat someone like Ante Delia? I think that's a very scary fight for Gable. I don't know yet. But weirdly enough, I do feel like if they did Gable and like a Brando Perisic, I have a feeling Gable would win. I don't know what it is. He's definitely going to beat anyone that lacks takedown defense. I will say that.
100%.
Not saying that Brando doesn't have takedown defense. He does. But anyone who lacks takedown defense in this division, he will win. He's 26. This was his 4th pro fight. It would be unfair to be a harsh critic here. There is a real path for him if they keep feeding him like gatekeepers. Or even like a name like, I'd like to see Gable versus a Mario Pinto. What would he do in that matchup?
Oof, that would be a good fight.
You know? I think Mick Parkin is a fun idea, though I doubt they really do that. I don't think they're going to want to tear down Mick Parkin and lose the England market. But whatever is next, I think Steveson just buzzsaws through his next opponent. Because I think they're going to give him someone that, as much as I want to say Pinto or any of these names, they're going to give him another can. Okay?
Yeah.
They're going to take the Bo Nickel route with this guy. They're going to give him another can and they'll go from there. Do you think they're going to feed Buchecha to Gable? If they do, Gable will easily murder Buchecha.
Oh, dude, he would destroy him.
It will not be close.
Destroy him. I mean, dude, Ellison actually didn't look bad. He looked very willing to throw, and there were some scary moments for Gable where Ellison got really close to finding the mark. And he did find the mark on a couple of times. But Gable looked good, dude. You could literally see the John Jones footprint in his fighting. Throwing oblique kicks, side kicks. I was not expecting that. He was more than willing to trade. Dude, he was nasty in the clinch. Every clinch situation that he had, bro, knees up the middle, elbows, punches, uppercuts. He looked good. And obviously he doesn't have to worry about the grappling. I think everything else is just going to fall in line with his game. He has crazy power, like you said. I mean, the one problem is just his size. He's really small. And Josh Hokett's kind of been proving that you can be a smaller fighter in heavyweight and still have success. Because Hokett's like 6'1", I think. think Hogan's
Yeah.
6'1", 6'2".
He's smaller. Mhm.
Yeah. But dude, yeah, Gable looked good. I mean, as soon as he threw those oblique kicks, I was like, John Jones, you know that was a point of emphasis in their training. And it works. I mean, for him, it's like that's something that he might have to utilize to deal with these bigger guys, is really just soften up the legs and kind of open up everything else. Just like with him, it's like you think about, oh, okay, he is the wrestling. I got to worry about the wrestling. He is good. He's a powerful puncher. I got to worry that I can't get hit with a kill shot. Now he's throwing oblique kicks. It's like, that's another thing that you got to worry about with this guy. It was a good performance. He did everything he needed to do. And yeah, I mean, I'm glad that he wasn't on the main card. I'm glad that they shifted that around, because regardless, he would have won in the first round anyway. I think this was a perfect spot for him right before Robert Whittaker. So you had people tuning in for Bobby Knuckles to fight. So, you know, he got a good spotlight at this card slot. But yeah, Gable looked good. He looked good. I think he's gonna be a problem. No matter what division he's in. I just think the light heavyweight cut is too much for him. He's just like naturally very broad and stocky. I don't know if he'll be able to cut, because I mean,
he weighed in at what, like 230 for this fight?
240, I think. Yeah.
He could do it. The limit is 205.
I wonder what's the lowest he's wrestled in his career. I mean, I think he's been a heavyweight his entire career, lowest weight class.
But he'd have such an advantage over people in light heavyweight if he wanted to make that cut.
Oh, well, dude, 100%. He'd actually kill people.
He'd have a crazy physical advantage.
Yeah, I mean, so like Gable's just been purely wrestling at 275. So he even cut weight from that. But yeah, if he could make that cut, dude, oh my God, he's going to be a problem. He's going to be a problem. But got to take it with a grain of salt. He's still very raw. Ellison definitely had a path to victory in that fight. And he was, like I said, close. Inches from landing a really big kill shot. But yeah, Gable got it done. So I think that's what we should just take away from this fight, that he looked good.
Indeed. And guess who else looked good?
Dude, go watch our video from 4 months ago where we said that Bobby Knuckles moving up to light heavyweight was a good thing. And I saw so many people saying, why is he moving up? Makes no sense for him. To be fair, he did look pretty fat. I love you, Bobby Knuckles. You looked out of shape, but it didn't matter.
Lighter man skill. It never
Shout
fails.
out Tyler Fish.
It never fails in the slightest. Let's go, man. Let's go. Whittaker made a splash at light heavyweight. I think commentary was way too critical of him during that fight.
I agree.
By the way, commentary was so trash the entire night. Like, I brought up commentary a few times. It was so bad the entire night. Like,
it was very biased last night. I think the Zachary one was hilarious.
He broke his face. He broke Krylov's jaw, landed clean jabs and sharp combos, looked fast and accurate all night. I think this was damn near flawless for Bobby. Krylov used his size in round one. He definitely applied pressure, but he faded. Mm-hmm. Whittaker was just showing levels, technical and clearly the better fighter on the feet. He is a former middleweight champion, and he can still give real problems to this light heavyweight crop. He just beat a ranked opponent in Krylov. I don't think he ends up world champion at this weight. I'm a Bobby Knuckles fan, but I'm not delusional. I think he could run into trouble against the bigger names in this division, but if he lands the shots he landed here on someone like a Dominic Reyes, that's a scary proposition, you know? In terms of what's next, yes, maybe a Dominic Reyes, maybe Volkan Oezdemir. I'd like to see that. But if they book something like Dominic Reyes, I mean, it's a tough style matchup with less to gain given the fan base is as attached to Reyes compared to a beloved former champ like Whittaker, but you could make it happen. This division is wide open right now. Jamal Hill is moving up. Alexander Rakic is at heavyweight. Johnny Walker is in the mix at heavyweight. So there is a real path here. If Whittaker wins one or two more, he is on the cusp of a title conversation. He's not there yet, but he's close. There just isn't an obvious next name that's sitting around healthy and ready. I think that's the problem. But this division is about to look completely different in 3 months.
I agree.
And Whittaker is going to lead that charge.
Yeah, great performance from Bobby Knuckles. I was a little worried in the first round. I did shoot off a text to our group chat saying Rob is cooked. And thank God I jinxed it. Thank God I jinxed it. It did look scary, though, because Krylov really was kind of weight bullying him for that period of time. But once it stayed on the feet, classic Rob. Phenomenal striking, super technical. He just knows how to, bro, his timing is just impeccable. He just knows how to find the mark. I think he'll look a lot better in his next fight if he just gets that conditioning down. Because one, he was taking heavy breath, like he was taking some deep breaths. He did look chunky. I think he just needs to get used to this light heavyweight body. But regardless, if that's how he looked in that like state of being in shape, dude, what is he gonna look like when he hones when he hones that light heavyweight body in? It's gonna be scary. You know who I want to see him against? Put him against Azamat Murzakanov, and he's sliming him out. He's gonna slime him out.
Where's Azamat in the rankings?
So in the meta rankings, he is number 9. In the media rankings, he's 7, but that I don't think that's true because he's still over Costa, and Costa absolutely dogged him. So I would say he's going to be at like 10-ish.
He's at 7 in the media rankings.
Yeah, but I don't think I think he's a little closer to 10. I think that's a good fight for Whittaker,
9
especially with. I feel like he's on a limited timeline. Like, I don't think he's not gonna retire super soon. But if you want to get the most out of a light heavyweight Robert Whittaker, I think he needs a little push from behind.
Pause. But yes, I definitely agree. Yeah, I think I didn't even think about Azamat. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think it's an interesting fight.
Yeah, and Azamat just got he got dogged by Costa.
Yeah. Hey, MMA math would say that Whittaker is going to dominate Azamat if that's the case. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But heading into the main card, if you guys are still with us on this glorious late night stream, we would love it if you liked up the stream. It's a completely free action. All you got to do is tap a button.
Tap the button. Subscribe while you're at it if you're not.
If you're new, subscribe. Turn on those post notifications. Let's get into this main card, man. Bobby Green and Terrence McKinney. Terrence McKinney beat the hell out of King Green in round 1. Shut his eye, ground and pound, real chaos, like any other Terrence McKinney fight. And then McKinney decided to chase a rear naked choke instead of staying on top. And Green used the position to punch back from underneath. You could tell McKinney didn't love that. Green escaped. One shot to the body put McKinney down. McKinney says it was a clean liver shot and he deserved more time to recover. If it were anyone else, I would buy that completely. But this is Terrence freaking McKinney. This is Terrence half around McKinney we are talking about. And I can't help but wonder if the cardio just went and he called it. You know, watching the replay, it does look like a legit, well-placed liver shot. So I think the stoppage was fair either way. Green survived the storm in round 1 and broke McKinney. He's nearly 40 and still on a 4-fight win streak. Dan Hooker already called him out. And honestly, that's the easiest matchup to make next. Hooker's ranked. 100%. Green isn't officially ranked, but has a win over a ranked Grant Dawson. So the jump makes sense. I think that fight is pure violence, and everyone wants to see it.
Oh, I want it so bad.
For McKinney, just give him something fun. It'll be an early finish one. It'll be a round 1 finish one way or the other. That's just who he is. So just put him in a fun fight. But Dan Hooker and Bobby Green, that will be an insane fight.
Yeah, classic Terrence McKinney fight. It was ending in the first round regardless. And it's so funny because I was talking to my friend right before the card. Shout out Jason. He's like, dude, I really want to take this fight to just start round 2. I was like, dude, I promise you don't do it. And I mean, he was 1 second away from
sweat.
Yeah, he didn't take it. And he's like, yo, good looks, bro. Thank you. I'm like, I just knew it too well. It was going to end in the first round regardless. It doesn't matter who was going to win. But dude, what is this late career resurgence from Bobby Green at 39 getting some of these wins, bro? It's good for him. Like, him versus Dan Hooker would be phenomenal. That would be phenomenal. That would be a really good main card fight on a numbered card. Like, maybe to open up the card, just set the tone.
Well, Hooker called for LA in September, and Bobby Green is from
right
Montana.
in Bobby's backyard, bro. Right in Bobby's backyard. Oh, that's going to be a good fight. Yes, please, UFC, make that happen.
I'm thinking of going to that card, so if they put that on the card, it's more reason for me to go. So.
100%. Yeah, and great job from Bobby Green weathering the storm, because we said it, I mean, and I know I said it, is if Bobby can weather that early storm, he's going to somehow win. Like, that's not somehow win. He's going to win. And that's exactly what happened. I did accidentally put Sam for picking Terrence McKinney on our fight graphic. He did pick Bobby Green and did not switch. So I'm going to lay that out here. I told Sam that I'd be giving him a free win, and he hit me back with a fuck you after Terrence McKinney lost. So well deserved, Sam. Well played, my friend. Yeah, that was just chaos. It was a Terrence McKinney fight, and I love how we can just classify it as a Terrence McKinney fight. Like, he's earned his own type of fight.
That's what he does. That's what he does.
Kill or be killed all the time.
And that's why we can never expect him to evolve or turn a corner as a fighter.
Oh, he's just permanently stuck here.
Yeah, he's stuck here. Like,
but it makes for great entertainment.
It does. And he talked all week about how we'd see a more composed Terrence McKinney. This
He
just
was
felt
composed.
like
He was
picking his shots a little better. It wasn't as reckless, but
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, it was still a Terrence McKinney fight. The fight IQ has to improve. Like, why didn't you just stay on the ground and pound? I don't know why he started chasing the sub, especially against Bobby Green. You know, like, I will never understand that. But hey, good win for Bobby Green. Phenomenal performance. I can't wait to see if they do Dan Hooker. But whatever fight he's going to be in next, it'll be a good one. Brandon Royval, Lonnie Kavanaugh. What a fucking fight. Round 1, Royval's length was making Kavanaugh uncomfortable, out grappling him. One thing I really did not like from Lonnie, he has such a bad habit of attacking the guillotine off a shot instead of just defending the takedown properly.
Right, fighting the hands instantly.
I think it's just, and Royval is a black belt. Like, why even pull a gilly on him? And he got punished time and time again. Royval won round 1 clean. Round 2 is when this one really started turning into a dogfight. Kavanaugh fires back, drops Royval, has him in real trouble with ground and pound. But Royval's chin held. He survived the scary moments and got right back to work, even though I had him losing that round, given the knockdown. Round 3, Kavanaugh slows. Royval steps up. The grappling gap becomes obvious. Mount, a near arm triangle that Kavanaugh barely survives. Eventually, Royval gets the back and the fight-ending rear naked choke. Royval takes all the hype away from a guy who had just won in Mexico City and was being built up as the next contender. Now, losing to a guy like Brandon Royval doesn't diminish that. I just want to know, how hard does Manel Kopp fucking hit? Because Kopp knocked Royval out clean in the first round the last time they met. Beautifully timed power shot. Same story as the Joshua Van fight. Royval getting cracked, but still in the fight. 2 years running, fight of the night at International Fight Week. It's always Brandon Royval. He is always must watch. He already called for his next fight, Asu Almabayev. And I respect that call a lot because
Yes.
Almabayev is not a guy you call out. He's not like he doesn't carry he doesn't have the name value to the casual fan. I thought he was going to call out Kyoji Horiguchi. He's ranked just below him, and that would have been the more hype fight, but he didn't. He wants the dangerous rising contender who just dismantled Charles Johnson. You know, that is the type of guy Brandon Royval is. He is an anybody, anytime type of fighter.
Mm-hmm.
And Almabayev has been looking genuinely scary.
Yeah.
That banana split he hit against Johnson was freaking nasty. I want that fight at 5 rounds as a fight night main event.
Yes,
I think that has to be a main
1000%.
event. For Kavanaugh, though, I mean, this is a tough spot. He's in the top 8 now, so it's killers from here. Maybe the loser of Alex Perez and Sumu Darji. Maybe a Steve Urseg fight. Maybe a Kyoji Horiguchi. I mean, it's so hard to matchmake for Lonnie because he's still young enough that marinating against other prospects would help his development. But there's just no tune-up fights once you're in the top 10. Like, it is just straight killers.
Agreed.
Like, even like if they did Edgar Shirez and Lonnie Kavanaugh, that is not an easy fight for Lonnie Kavanaugh. It's not. Another thing, he's undersized. He is undersized for flyweight. Like, he is a very small flyweight.
That's as small as it gets.
Yeah, like I'd damn near see him at atom weight, you know? Yeah. And that size disadvantage caught up with him here. Great win for Royval, regardless.
Dude, Lonnie Kavanaugh versus Kevin Borjas. Book it.
Shit, at this point, why not?
Yeah.
That's the one fight that could actually help develop Lonnie a little bit more before feeding him to like actual killers.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. Great win from Royval though. Like that was absolutely the most Brandon Royval performance that you could have gotten. And they did earn fight of the night. Which
and guys, Lonnie was the last leg of my parlay and I wanted to hedge and I didn't do it. Always hedge your bets.
Yes. Oh god. That's not fun. Yeah, Brandon Royval, dude, he just gets up in your face and makes you so uncomfortable in the octagon, man. It's all pressure all the time. Even when he gets rocked, like Lonnie drops him, and in the 3rd round, he just does the same thing. It's like he just doesn't stop. That's just the type of fighter he is. And yeah, it is kind of not disappointing, but it is a step back from Lonnie Kavanaugh because you get like we were so hype over him beating Brandon Moreno in Mexico City on short notice. And it feels like he's at a point where the sky's the limit for him. This kid it just gets into the UFC like 2 years ago, and he could be fighting for a title relatively soon. And he goes up against a grizzled vet like Royval, who has fought everyone. He's fought everyone. And he's had very, very competitive fights with the top contenders of this division. And goes in there and shows him the levels of what the top 5 is actually about. You know, and Lonnie Kavanaugh being minus 270 before the fight. Like, sure, that a lot of that has to do with recency bias. But, you know, if you told me that Brandon Royval did this to him on Wednesday when we recorded the video, I would have believed you. It wouldn't have come as a surprise to me because Brandon Royval was always live in this fight. There was never a thought in my mind where I'm like, oh, Lonnie's just going to go in there and absolutely starch him. Could have happened. It almost happened, but you know, Brandon Royval is just so dangerous. He really is. He knows how to stay in a fight even when he's knocked down. But I love the Asu call out because, like you said, who the hell calls out Asu Almabayev? I feel like he's one of those guys right now that no one wants to fight.
Yeah.
Because Asu's on a tear. It's almost like for some of these top guys, it almost feels like I have nothing to gain from beating Asu Almabayev, but Brandon Royval is just such a dog. He's like, I'm just going to go in there and show you how good I am. And, you know, he racks up 2 more wins. Let's say he beats Asu if they do that fight, and he beats him handily, and he gets 1 more good win in that top 5. You know, depending on how the title picture is working out with now Pantoja coming back and what they're going to do with Josh Van and Manel Kape, he's setting himself up to put himself in that line, in that line for another title shot. But yeah, great win from Brandon Royval. He's so fun to watch. Every fight is just an absolute war. And yeah, by the way, Manel Kape hits really hard. So he hits too hard. He's literally flyweight Damian Pinas.
Just how good is Manel Kape? Holy shit.
Just how good is Kape? I can't wait for Van versus Kape. Dude, that's going to be such fireworks.
Yeah, I was talking with a friend, and he was like, yeah, man, look what Royval and Van did. Just how good is Joshua Van? I was like, brother, did you watch Manel Kape? Did you see what Kape did to Royval? Like, I think Kape had the most impressive performance against Royval ever. Like,
yeah, no one's done that to Brandon Royval.
No one does that to him.
Pantoja didn't even do that to Brandon Royval.
I'm telling y'all, man, I love Joshua Van. I am scared as shit for him against Kape. I really am. I've said it for a while now. That is the toughest matchup he's gonna face. No. If he gets past Manel, no one is beating him. But
if he gets past Manel Kape, dude, he's coming close to the GOAT.
Yeah, but I cannot shake the feeling that Manel beats him.
If he beats Pantoja and Kape, if he beats Pantoja in the rematch,
he is the flyweight GOAT.
As much as I love DJ, dude,
there would be I don't know if I would crown him just yet, but there would actually be a real conversation to be had.
Oh, 100%. And I hope he does, because I put out a tweet. Like, what was it, like half a year ago, maybe a year ago, that Josh Van is going to be the best flyweight of all time. And I really want that to age like fine wine.
Well, yeah, we'll see. I've never picked against Josh Van in a fight.
Never.
Manel Kape might be the first time I do it.
No, I got to ride and die with my guy, the Fearless.
Cory Sandhagen and Mario Bautista.
Do we have some breaking news from Crazy Kev?
We do?
Josh Van versus Pantoja at UFC 331 per multiple sources.
I think that's going to be the co-main.
Wow. He said last I heard Volk was on a different card.
Volk is on a different card?
Yes, very interesting.
If this is the main event, then I don't know about that.
All right, well, we'll see, but that was the first tweet that showed up, and Crazy Kev tweeted that an hour ago. And Crazy Kev is a solidly reliable.
Drop your main event predictions for UFC 331. Apparently, no Volk. No Volk. So the only other option is Jan and Merab 3. I would think.
That'd be you got to go to that. Well,
I have to go. I have to go if it's Jan and Merab 3. I have to go. Oh my God, wow. I have to go. Holy shit, y'all. We get it. We're getting the rematch. Potentially. We're getting the rematch. All right. That is going to be a fucking war. Dude, I'm excited. I'm so excited. I'm hoping that's the co-main, but if it's the main event, good main event either way. I'm not going to be too harsh on it. I'm just interested to see what else they do with that card. But Van and Pantoja in LA. That'll be fun. Cory Sandhagen and Mario Bautista. Bautista avenges the earlier loss. He handles business. Round 1 was competitive. Sandhagen's striking was on in round 1. Finding range, finding rhythm. Had a really diverse attack, but Bautista kept firing back. He got a late takedown. If it had just been the takedown, Sandhagen might have taken the round anyway. It wasn't just the takedown, though. Bautista caught a banana split attempt into a knee bar that blew out Sandhagen's knee in round 1. Genuinely surprised he was able to keep fighting through it because he looked wobbly getting up at the horn. He came back and won round 2 anyway. Accurate, precise, defending takedowns, looking excellent despite the knee. Round 3, Sandhagen still moving sharp. Then Bautista comes forward, sits down on a left hook, drops him. That changes everything. Bautista dominates the rest of the round on the ground. Sandhagen just needed something he didn't have left. So the breakdown, round 1 to Bautista off the knee bar damage, round 2 to Sandhagen, round 3 to Bautista off the knockdown and ground control. Damage trumps all here. A fully locked submission attempt that does real physical damage counts just as much as a strike. Clear, deserved win for Bautista, even if some people wanted to give it to Sandhagen. Look, he gave a tough fight to Umar Nurmagomedov last time out. Umar is currently fighting Song Yadong. If Song beats Umar, I could see Bautista and Song Yadong next. Otherwise, Bautista's kind of stuck waiting because the UFC wants Sean O'Malley versus Petr Yan, and Merab probably gets his trilogy against Yan before any of that shakes out. Maybe in the fall or early 2027, or maybe on this LA card. Who knows? If Umar beats Song, he's ahead of Bautista in the pecking order, and Bautista might have to fight his way back up against someone in the lower end of the rankings, like a Raul Rosas, potentially. In a perfect world, Bautista gets Song Yadong directly. I'd also genuinely love to see Bautista against Merab at some point. I mean, stylistically, like, gritty pressure wrestling against gritty pressure wrestling is literally what that fight is. That is a fascinating fight whenever it happens. For Sandhagen, this probably kills any Sean O'Malley dream fight chance. We're never going to see it. Maybe he ends up against Raul Rosas, or maybe the winner of Charles Jourdain and Chito Vera takes on Sandhagen, depending on how serious the knee injury is and how long his recovery takes. He's lost 2 straight now, and he's clearly out of the title picture, at least for a while. So I guess those are the options now.
Yeah, what a performance from Mario. Dude, he's a dog. He just doesn't stop. I mean, his last time out against Vinicius Oliveira, pitched a shutout. Vinicius Oliveira, I'm pretty sure this was his real Twitter account, posted a really funny tweet. I'm going to try and find it. That had me dying of laughter because basically he was just saying that Mario Bautista sucks and he got lucky. Let me see if I can find this. But yeah, he really did a lot of damage to Cory with that knee bar. And it didn't look as bad. It just looked like he had the sub. And then, like you said, when Cory got up, you could tell that he was definitely labored. And Cory won that round for the most part. I mean, there was a lot of people saying that Cory won the first round and that shouldn't have been Bautista. But Bautista had the biggest moment of the round and dealt the most damage in that last 20 seconds. He really did a good job of, even if he didn't have it clean, he just cranked it so hard that the damage was going to add up. Like, even if it's not clean, he just had to try and sink it in as fast and as feasible as possible. And he did. And even on the feet, yeah, Cory looked great in the second round. He looked like the knee wasn't bothering him that much, but it was really the third round as the fight wore on that, Bautista, similar to Royval, he just gets up in your face. He doesn't let you breathe. And like you said, like, this is a guy who came really close to beating Umar Nurmagomedov. Like, that loss was, I obviously it's a loss on the record, but I honestly count that as a win in Mario's book, that he was able to have that good of a fight against a top caliber opponent in Umar Nurmagomedov. And yeah, just like you said, sitting down on that hook, dropping Cory. I mean, Cory does not get dropped often. And for Mario Bautista, of all people, who we don't really respect his striking as enough as we should. And he is a very good boxer. You know, for him to do that to Cory, a striker like Cory, very impressive. He did not let him breathe, shot 20 takedowns, only 3 minutes of control time. And I think that just speaks to how good of a grappler and wrestler Cory is. But Bautista is just all gas, no brakes. He is a pressure fighter. He loves to be in control. That's where he's at his best, and he really showed it. He showed it against Cory, and you know, Cory's last time out against Merab, he got worked for 5 rounds, almost finished by Merab, but you know, the line for this fight was close for a reason, and I think that's one of the reasons I picked Mario, because what Mario's been doing recently is very impressive, and I just genuinely felt like this fight was a coin flip. I picked Mario because I just felt like there was a little bit more upside in terms of what he could do, but you know, it could have gone either way. And there's definitely a world where Cory could have won that first round. But personally, I just think the damage dealt with that last sequence should have taken the cake, and it did on the judges' scorecards. Really interesting, though, because one of the judges gave Cory the first round and then gave Mario the second round, which is, I think, completely wrong.
Yeah.
If anything, it should he should just have Cory winning the fight.
There's no way Cory did not win that second round.
No, 100%. But let me see if I can find this Vinicius Oliveira tweet, because this was actually hilarious, and I actually died laughing. Okay, this is what he said. And I'm pretty sure this is him. He doesn't have that many followers on Twitter, but he's been tweeting a lot. He said, "Congratulations, Bautista, you piece of shit. I fought with a broken arm and gave you the confidence you need for your next fights. I'm like a father to you."
Yo, that's
and then the first comment was, "This is why I will always root against you."
Damn. Nah, that's crazy. That's a crazy tweet.
But that was, I saw that and I actually started dying laughing. And someone said, "He kicked you out of the division, bro. Shut up." Yeah, but shout out Mario Bautista. Very good win. And yeah, it's getting crowded at the top of bantamweight, so I hope he'll be able to navigate his way through. But I like what you said, that he might have to wait. He might have to wait a little longer than he would like.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. All right, let's get to the real main event of the card.
Paddy! Good call, Shrikar. You hit this one on the head.
Thank you. I didn't get a single pick right on the main card except for this one, and I'm glad it was this one. Paddy. If it was going to be any of them, I wanted it to be this one. Yeah, Paddy pulls off the quick sub. Nasty guillotine attempt, nasty takedown attempt for Sandhagen. Paddy defends, gets the front headlock position. It's dry. It's early. Sandhagen is out. Perfect prediction on my end. Paddy was very confident call for me as an underdog. Paddy by sub was the official call, and that's what it ended up being. It was plus 650. So I hope you guys cashed in on that. I just took the Paddy money line. I don't tend to method bet, but in hindsight, maybe I should have method bet. But hey, man, don't sleep on Paddy. His jiu-jitsu is elite, and you cannot leave your neck out there against him. I mean, this was game over before it really started. Not even a full minute. The hype that he had been building all week, and he delivered the wow factor performance. I would love to see him against Charles Oliveira in a BMF title fight next. That one turns around fast. Or, given the history, I know you guys want this out there too, Paddy versus Ilya.
Yes.
I'm fine with that too. That would be, obviously, bitter rivals, chaotic fight. We'll see what Justin Gaethje's doing as champ, but Paddy is clearly not next in line. So, could be an Ilya rematch, could be an Ilya fight first, which would set up Oliveira, or it could be an Ilya rematch against Gaethje first, which could set up Oliveira versus Paddy down the line anyway. Arman Tsarukyan deserves a big spot too.
Posh boy.
A lot of grinding wins, and he turned down the short notice backup slot, which might put him in UFC purgatory for a bit if they hold that against him. There is a rumor
they will.
They will. There is a rumor Diego Lopez is moving up, and Diego Lopez versus Paddy could be a very fire fight. Honestly, there are a lot of great options for Paddy right now. You have Topuria, you have Oliveira, Holloway could be an option, and even Sarukian. But I think the two that make the most sense are the Topuria rivalry fight or the Oliveira BMF fight. Either one works. His stock just shot through the roof, and the lightweight division is genuinely on fire right now. Like, incredible state of the division. For Santini, tough loss, but there are still interesting options. A Rafael Fiziev fight would be a cool stylistic clash. They're going back to France in September. So the question is whether he is cleared for a quick turnaround. He didn't take much damage. Got caught, took a couple clean shots, but nothing that should keep him out long. If losing fast means losing without punishment, this is about as good a version of that as you can get. So I think BSD versus Fiziev headlining UFC Paris is the move. That would be a freaking war. Fiziev obviously just got that highlight reel spinning heel kick finish against Manuel Torres. Lost a tough stylistic fight to Mauricio Hufi last time. And I think this becomes the Paris main event. I really do. I think it's going to be BSD and Fiziev. His stock is still high after a performance like the one he just put on, even in a loss. So I'd say BSD and Fiziev is next. And, with Paddy, world is his oyster right now. There is not much they can do that would be the wrong decision in this spot. So, yeah, Paddy the Batty gets it done.
Sick performance from Paddy. I was wrong. I was definitely wrong. Yeah, I mean, I talked about how BSD was going to be the offensive grappler and make it difficult for Paddy. He was the offensive grappler. And then that was it. Nothing else came of that except Paddy locking in that Darce choke damn near instantly. Yeah, I love how you said it was in the beginning of the fight and it was dry. And, for BSD to shoot a takedown, like 10, 15 seconds into the fight? Like, come on, bro. That's terrible fight IQ. Unless you know for a fact you're going to get it against a guy with the caliber of submissions that Paddy Pimblett brings to the table, you have to make sure that you are getting Paddy on his back. And even then, when you're dry in the beginning of the fight, Paddy is really good at locking up that triangle. So, yeah, really poor plan on BSD's part. And brilliant execution on the part of Paddy Pimblett. Yeah, I think Paddy's opened up a lot of doors for himself. I think he's making himself extremely marketable. He's always been marketable, but he's becoming that premier guy that people want to tune into his press conference. People want to tune into his fight, no matter where he is on the card. And I think he's really setting himself up to be, with his performances and his work with the mic, to be that pivotal and perennial co-main event guy. He really is becoming that premier fighter that we've all kind of hoped that he was going to be. A lot of people didn't like him in the beginning of his career. Thought he was he was overly confident, just a guy who was just talking massive amounts of crap and, whatever, the quote unquote loss to Jared Gordon. But no, I think Paddy is doing everything about as right as you could do it. And for him to get a win over BSD in this fashion only adds to his case. So yeah, sick win from Paddy. If they don't do Ilya versus Gaethje, you gotta set up Ilya versus Paddy, especially with all the antics that have been going on, or Paddy versus Arman. I think either of those fights could be good. I don't necessarily love the Oliveira fight because I'm kind of in on Diego Lopez moving up and fighting Oliveira for the BMF belt. But if they did give Paddy that BMF opportunity, I wouldn't be mad. I'll put it like that. I wouldn't be mad. But I'm kind of in on that Diego Lopez Oliveira fight. But yes, the world is Paddy's oyster right now. And I think that he's doing it all right. He's doing it right. You know, going toe-to-toe with Justin Gaethje, not getting knocked out. Gaethje then absolutely demolishing Ilya. You know, it looks phenomenal on the part of Paddy, if we're being completely honest. Like all these, like the loss that he took was probably the best loss that you could take in the UFC. And for him to do what he just did to BSD in that fashion, chef's kiss. That was the chef's kiss.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Paddy, Dub-Addy. All right.
Why is McGregor standing like that in his picture?
He's got some red legs, mate. All right, y'all. I mean, do we even have to talk about this? Like, nothing happened. No, I'm just kidding.
It was just disappointing, man. That's it. It was disappointing.
Well, I mean, if you're in here, you probably saw what happened. McGregor comes out with a jumping kick attempt right away. I still don't know why he needed to open with that. Throws it once and blows out his knee on the second attempt. He's clearly hurting, and he's effectively finished from that point. Holloway works some ground and pound. McGregor gets back to his feet, but it doesn't matter. The referee steps in and stops it standing. Holloway basically tells him his knee's done. McGregor's knee buckles, and he agrees he's finished. This is about as bad an outcome as this fight could have had. Genuinely would have been better if he'd been knocked out clean in 3 seconds, because at least we would have seen a fight. Instead, we saw walkouts. We saw walkouts and Bruce Buffer. We did not see a fight.
Yo, Foggy Dew was lit. Foggy Dew was electric.
I mean, even in the walkout, he already looked off balance taking his shoe off. He was favoring the right leg. And I was like, okay, it's a little weird, but I didn't think it was anything serious. I mean, whatever was going on with that knee, it might have started before the first strike even landed. And the initial read is an internal knee injury, ACL, something in that family. And we genuinely don't know if we'll see him fight again. Holloway, gracious as ever, offered the rematch or the trilogy afterward, but that might not even happen. Realistically, I think Holloway gets a fight or two in between regardless. I think there is appeal in a Justin Gaethje lightweight title shot. I did tell you guys, whoever came out the winner in this fight, it's kind of off the table now, but I still think that the title shot is there for or for Max Holloway if he wants it. I agree. A Topuria rematch is on the table. Honestly, a Paddy Pimblett fight is on the table, which would be a massive, legit top contender matchup on its own. We mentioned it when we talked about Paddy. I'm less excited about running back Charles Oliveira again. I don't need to see it.
No, absolutely not. I don't want to.
That fight was a little flat the first time, and I'd rather have watched Oliveira Holloway too than this injury shortened non-fight.
Yeah, I agree.
I would rather see a fight. If McGregor does try to come back, he will be closing in on 39 by International Fight Week next year. And I don't love his odds of returning from something this serious inside a year. It could be a year and a half easily.
I saw 12 to 18 months.
Yeah, worst case, we never see him fight again.
Like, wow. 12 to 18 months. Dude, he had to have blown everything out.
If he does get back in there, I lean towards a Michael Chandler or a Nate Diaz. Something outside the current elite tier. Something that is more his speed at this stage of his career. Why are we putting him up against Max Holloway? If I could tell just off the jumping kick, if the fight had kept going, Max was going to knock him the fuck out. It was going to happen. All right. I purely switched to Conor just so I could curse Conor, and it was successful. Very bad that it happened that way, but it was successful. But I mean, this was shaping up to be the card of the year. And then the main event turned it into the most disappointing outcome imaginable. Like literally worse than watching a real fight and losing. It's not rigged.
Oh yeah.
Not on purpose. It is just the fight game being as cruel as ever. Bad luck. And it all just caught up with Conor against Max.
Yeah. I would have much rather watch him absolutely just get slimed out. I feel like I would have at least had some like closure with the McGregor comeback. But yeah, I mean, anticlimactic as ever. The worst possible scenario for the UFC. I know Dana was absolutely fuming. Yo, what's up, bro? How you doing, brother?
What's up? I'm texting Ro right now as he's on the stream. So this is crazy. I'm like seeing his text pop up, and then I'm seeing him in the stream chat.
Oh, dude. Thanks for tuning in, bro. Yeah, Ro, what'd you think about the main event? We're just talking about how it was just an utter disappointment, very anticlimactic. Yeah, that just hurt to watch, man. There's just no closure. There's just absolutely no closure. Like, I feel like with him getting knocked out, the closure's right there. It's just like, okay, Conor came back, and we have the answer that we kind of expected was going to happen. With this, it's like, yeah, you could kind of see how the fight was going to go just from that jumping switch kick, like you said, but just that unknown of like, could he have actually done it? Probably not, but just that pending question that doesn't have an answer just makes it all the more.
I mean, I'll answer it for you. He was not going to do it. I
agree. But it's still a question unanswered.
I was watching the same time as the Argentina game, and right before it started, we were like, imagine this fight finishes before the game, and then it did. His body language when the fight was starting, I feel like he was cooked.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's what I was saying. Even like, dude, even at the ceremonial weigh-ins, bro, this dude took like 50 years to put on his shoes before he stepped on this. Like, there's just so much weird things that happen.
In hindsight, everything looks terrible. And then did you see that video come out today that he was visiting like a pain management clinic?
I would hope so.
Well, no,
where else he's gonna go.
It was like 4 days before the fight. Someone caught him going into a pain management clinic. And he was
here's the thing.
He had that like little limp, that like pimp limp.
Well, here's the thing. We're never going to know because Dana, Conor, and any of the people close to him are never going to reveal that he was injured before the fight because then
why would you?
Gambling and everything, like they would start an investigation.
Oh, 100%. That would make it look terrible.
$900,000 before this fight, $900,000 by one person was placed on Max Holloway, and his username was "My knee hurts." He was injured before. I mean dead ass. I'm pretty sure his name was "My knee hurts" or something like that.
Wow.
He was injured before this fight.
Yeah.
There is no way someone drops $900K right before Conor walks out to the octagon. And we saw what we saw. So,
yeah.
I don't know. If you guys believe in conspiracies and you believe in that sort of shit, like,
that's like not even conspiracy. That's just like literally just taking all the information you have and 1 + 1 = 2.
But why would you snitch on yourself like that? Why would you make that your username?
But the thing is, like with this, dude, I don't even think they'll investigate that.
I mean, because of the username, they might.
Yeah, that's just so stupid.
Of all the names you could have chose, why would you choose that?
You could have just said like Conor is washed or something like that along the lines.
You could have just put your own name. You could have just you could have done anything. Like you could have put a fake name and you would have been fine. No one would have investigated you. $900K is crazy.
Yeah.
Especially on Max at -265 or whatever it is.
Yeah, so what? He would have won like $300K. Yeah, some along the lines of that. He probably won like $300K. Yeah, that's insane. But you think it was like insider betting? Sounds like it. Definitely sounds like it.
It definitely
Um,
sounds like insider betting.
But yeah, I mean,
Yeah, so his username was my knee fucking hurts.
bad look. Really bad look.
And it was on Polymarket, I believe. So
Unregulated. They'll never get him.
they're never gonna get him.
They'll never get him. Yeah, just overall thoughts. Super anticlimactic. Worst case scenario for the UFC. That was like the doomsday scenario, and it played out real time. Max could get a title shot. Maybe they have him do one more fight, but I think a rematch with Gaethje would hold a lot of weight, and that would be a very hyped up fight considering how their last fight went down. Conor, I don't think we'll ever see him again. I don't. And if we do, like you said, it'll be like a fun money fight, like someone like a Nate Diaz or a Michael Chandler. So, like something where he actually could have, barring injury, someone he can actually feasibly have a solid chance against. But that's it. That's it. It was sad. The foggy dew settled, and Conor McGregor was hurt.
But Max won, y'all. Max won. We live to see another day, bruh.
You know,
Let's go.
I'm like sitting here and I'm like, damn, nah, like Conor got injured, whatever. But I was like the complete opposite when Van did that to Pantoja, and I was like, nah, bro, he caused that. He caused that. But
well, I do think though, like it's very different.
No, it's way different because Josh Van actually caused that injury.
Van definitely caused that.
This was just a freak accident that, you know, we'll probably never know if he was injured, but we
like
can
this is more
use
of
our
like
common sense to allude to it that he most likely was.
This is more of like what happened in Blades and Aspinall.
Yes.
I would say.
Yes.
Should have thrown his gloves in the octagon for real. But like, see, he's not gonna do that. And apparently he does want to come back. So I'm like, I don't know.
He just wants another 30
serious leg injuries in each leg. Dude, he's literally the Neymar of MMA. Like,
oh yeah.
He's literally Neymar. That's so sad.
It is. Mass amounts of talent. And the body just doesn't hold up to see it through.
Oh my god, it's so sad. Shout out Neymar.
Shout out Neymar. Damn.
Yeah, guys, we're not seeing Conor ever again.
We're just sitting here just like thinking about it. It's just like, yeah, he never coming back, bro. He never coming back.
Shout out to Ney.
I did have some proper 12 during fight night, and it was very good. I had to put that out there. It was very good.
How much of the proper 12 did you drink? Reveal to the people.
Probably like 65-70% of a bottle.
That's not bad. Whose knees would you rather have?
It was a lot of alcohol.
Neymar or McGregor? Oh my god, I'd rather have McGregor's knees, bro. Neymar's knees are fucked.
Would you rather have? Yeah, no, I'd probably rather have McGregor's. Is or an option in that? Can I just take or?
We're not taking either of that.
Yeah.
Nah, if you actually look at the pictures of Neymar's knee, bro, I don't even know how that motherfucker walks properly, bro. Like,
dude, his knee looked bad.
So cooked, dog.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But aside from the main event, card was a huge success.
Yeah.
Too bad it was just vying on the main event to make it that over the top success.
What you think of this video idea, Chris? You want to do it?
Y'all should do a video where you compare UFC fighters to other athletes from other sports. Yeah, sure. Why not? Like talk about who is the Curry of the UFC. Yeah, dude. Nah, I like that.
The Curry of the UFC is Volk. I've been on this for so long, dog. It's Volk. It's Volk.
I like that. Yeah, nah, that's a good video. We could definitely do that.
Damn, who is the? Let's do this thought exercise right now, like while we're at it. I think it's safe to say that John Jones is kind of the MJ of MMA.
Mm-hmm.
Because they both had the same personalities. They both loved doing fucking coke. And they both were good. So I think MJ and John Jones would be a pretty good comp. Who's LeBron? LeBron is like low-key LeBron is Islam.
I was just thinking that
LeBron is Islam. Yeah, Islam is Braun. Wait, so that means Khabib is Kobe. Low key. Because everyone overrates Kobe and everyone overrates Khabib. And they both have similarly like giant fan bases within their respective sports.
I like that.
Who's the Shea? Who's the SGA?
He's like the Cyril Gahn is like the reverse Shea because instead of foul baiting, he fouls his opponents.
Low-key, it might be Cyril Gahn.
I'm gonna say Tony Ferguson. I'm gonna say Tony Ferguson is Derrick Rose.
Yeah, for sure.
Because
that's actually the most like easy comp to make.
Yeah, Tony Ferguson is Derrick Rose.
Ilya, I think Ilya is
Jalen Brunson.
No, Ilya's like
Luka.
No. Ilya's like, I might venture as far to say he's KD.
Nah.
But like, I feel like there's a better comp. Ilya might be like,
nah, Ilya's Jokic, bro.
Nah, Ilya's low-key. Yeah, Ilya's low-key Yoke.
Ilya's Jokic.
He's either Yoke or Giannis.
I'm gonna say Justin Gaethje's KD.
Yeah, I can get with that. Who's GSP?
Ooh.
I wouldn't say Tim Duncan. I would say Kareem.
Yeah, I was gonna say Kareem.
Kareem is GSP.
OG GOAT.
Damn. So wait, I think low key Magic Johnson might be Mighty Mouse.
I like that because he could do everything.
Yeah.
Both of them could do everything.
Yeah. Who's Silva? Better yet, who's Conor? Well, within hoops. We said he was Neymar.
Dude, Conor is Gilbert Arenas.
That's heinous.
Nah,
Anderson and Timmy.
Nah, you know what? Nah. Conor is KD, bro.
Is he though? Like, who had the most star power in like the NBA that we haven't mentioned?
I think Conor is KD.
You think Anderson Silva's Kyrie? Oh, you think Conor is Kyrie?
Nah. Silva's Kyrie. Super.
Yeah, because Silva and Kyrie had the same flashiness. But like Conor and Kyrie though, I don't know.
I'm telling you, Conor is KD, bro. Conor is KD.
I can see Conor and Kyrie though, because you got to get someone flashy for Conor too. And I feel like Kyrie would fit the bill for that. And they're both kind of like controversial in their own ways.
Okay. All right, I'll get behind that.
Kyrie can work. Kyrie can work. Max is like, oh, Max. Low-key, Max might be Luka. But I feel like all time we can make a different comp. All time, Max might be Harden.
Yeah, I was gonna say Max is James Harden, bro.
Yeah, I could go with Harden.
Volume shooter.
So we said Magic is
Mighty Mouse.
Mighty Mouse. Shit, does that make Cejudo Larry Bird?
Yes.
Low-key? Because
Yeah.
Cejudo and Mighty Mouse are rivals.
Yeah, I can get behind that.
But Magic big guard and Mighty Mouse small guard. But like I think that's
Aspinall is Hakeem.
Aspinall is Hakeem. I don't know about that.
Yeah,
I think Stipe is Hakeem.
I was just going off like the footwork and just like
I was gonna say Aspinall could be like, okay, Derek Lewis is Shaq.
Oh yeah, dude, 100%.
Derek Lewis is Shaq.
Or Ngannou could be Shaq.
Who's Wemby? Dude, Ilya might be Wemby.
Because he lost his last fight and he's a loser.
All right, chill. All right, see now we gotta chill, bro. Like I don't understand where this disrespect.
Yo, Knicks tape, baby. Knicks tape.
Aspinall as Wemby? I don't know though. Like it's so hard to make that comp.
No,
Like,
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie on that case. I think Cyril Gahn would be Wemby. Big guy.
they're both French.
Yeah, but like big guy who plays a lot smaller. Not plays smaller. He has the skills of a much smaller fighter. And Wemby is the like guard skills as for how big he is. I think that's a perfect comp. Wemby and Cyril Gahn. And they're both dirty, bro. They're both dirty players.
Yeah, they're both dirty. It's some with the French, bro.
Dude, yeah, like what is up with that? At least BSD's not dirty. He's just an idiot.
Who's Pereira? Pereira's
Leandro Barbosa.
Leandro Barbosa? What the fuck?
Nah, they're both Brazilian.
Tie shit.
Shout out Leandro Barbosa, Warriors GOAT.
On that note, when y'all think Aspinall gonna come back? He said he's cleared. He said he's ready to go.
He said he wants to fight.
They're just waiting now.
And early pick, I am taking Gahn in that fight.
Oh, it hurts my heart. I might have to take Gahn, but we'll see when the time comes. I might find it within myself to pick Tom. Dude, Tom, when he comes back for rematches, is a different beast, bro. Like,
yeah.
France winning the World Cup, Spain versus France, gonna be crazy.
Yeah,
I'm so excited for Spain and France.
Damn, bro,
Dude,
you got real messed up, bro. Got real messed up saying you're gonna take Gahn.
I mean, I don't know, bro. Like, it's MMA. Like, no one's gonna be the GOAT at this point. Like, there's just no GOAT. Every single time there's a GOAT, the GOAT loses. You know what I mean? And I maintained that take from the jump. There is no GOAT in the UFC. That's like the most Chris. That is the most OG take I think I've ever had.
Oh yeah, you're right. No, yeah, you always,
because I used to say that shit to you in college.
Yeah,
I would be like, yeah,
that was like one of the first UFC takes that you gave to me, and I was like, bro, are you bugging? John Jones exists,
dude. That is where our whole like debates over John Jones started. It started with me saying that to you.
Yeah, and I was upset. I was salty.
Except Islam, he the real GOAT. Dude, if Islam loses, if I pick Islam and Gary wins, y'all might have to fade me on every main event for the rest of the year. Like, and I encourage you to fade me as it is, but I have not hit a single main event for a numbered card this year. I lost on Paddy. I lost on Lopez. I lost on Max. I lost on Yuri. I lost on Hamza. I lost on Ilya. And now I just lost on Conor.
And Pereira.
And I lost on Pereira. Like, at least I hit on Van. At least I hit on Van, but at least I hit on Paddy.
You know the Fearless always got us, bro.
Yeah, if no one got me, I know Joshua Van got me. I really hope that's true. I hope it's Van and Pantoja in LA.
I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure we'll get more information tomorrow because Crazy Kev dropped that at 1 a.m. So, but he is a pretty.
Well, that's the thing. They need to announce that event soon because we're like a couple months out. Like this is around the time when they are gonna announce that.
Let's see if Marcel has said anything. Shout out Marcel Dorf.
Oh yeah, no, bro, that's exactly what I did. If you go watch our picks video, I picked Max and then I called Chris at 1 a.m. Friday night, and I was like, dude, I curse every single fighter I pick. I'm switching to Conor so Max can win. And yep. I know Chris was pissed in his mind because I was
pissed. But now in hindsight, I'm happy because I didn't lose an extra pick.
Yeah.
Wait, I
had to do it so Max would win.
Dude, I didn't see this. Inner G versus Jose Ochoa in Philly.
Oh shit.
Dude, that's looking like a solid card, bro. Everything except for the co-main.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a good fight, bro. I'm a big Jose Ochoa fan.
Well, let's see if Charles Johnson can fraud check Jose Ochoa.
Dude, that would be the most energy fight to win too, bro.
Oh my god,
dude, this card looks good, bro.
Yeah, there's definitely good fights. There's definitely good fights on this card. Turner and Coway be a good fight.
I'm so excited for Turner and Coway.
Ribovic and Barboza is gonna be a good fight. Islam and Gary obviously is gonna be a good fight. I'm very excited.
I'm honestly excited for Blanchfield versus Jazzy too. That'll be a really high level grappling matchup.
Die shit.
You don't sound excited about that.
It's cool.
Dude, Ramiz is back too, fighting Neil Magny, the gatekeeper of all gatekeepers.
All right, you're losing me. We started off on a really nice high, and then it just kept like.
All right. Jeff Neal versus Chitty is going to be a good fight, though.
Yes, that will be a good fight. I
agree with that. And Energy versus Ochoa. That'll be solid too.
I want to see them. I want to see the actual like full main card though, because it just feels like a bunch of fights that are being thrown out right now, but we don't have any structure. Like we don't know what. It's
I agree. Yeah, they're just like, yo, so this fight's on the card, but I'm not telling you when it's happening. Oh, dude, also forgot about Muktabek Oralbai versus Jeremiah Wells. That should be a solid fight.
Why are they giving him Jeremiah Wells?
I don't know, but like Jeremiah Wells wins that. Like, dude, that's a sick win.
But he's not going to. Like, Oralbai's going to kill him. Like, he's not going to win that fight.
Going to wrestle him to death.
He almost lost to what's his face? Temba Garimbo. Like, he's not beating Muktabek Oralbai. No chance, lad.
He has the power, though.
He can't scrap, lad. I don't know. Maybe. 2-hour stream, y'all. 2-hour stream. If you're in here, like it the fuck up. We appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Like is a free action. All it takes is one tap of a button, and you help support us. You help support the stream. Be a good 100%. Human on this night. And help us out at 3 a.m.
Yes. We do this for fun, though. But we very much appreciate your guys' interaction and engagement.
We'd love to grow. It's just a nice add-on to us having fun. You know?
Exactly. It's the side benefit. We like to have conversations with you guys in the comments.
Yeah, the more people we get to talk to, the more successful that we feel in this channel. That's what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about.
Hundo P, brother.
Hundo P. That's crazy, dog. Yeah, we definitely got to do that video on the comps.
Damn, I just realized it's 3 a.m. for Chris. Indeed it is. And I had work today.
Yeah, we'll chat with anyone, bro.
Yeah, but you the man, bro.
If you're the only one in the chat, we gonna chat with you, bro.
Yeah.
Ro was texting me, and then I saw him hop in this chat, and I was like, all right, it's just gonna shift into here.
Yeah. Is my work schedule like tree cars? No. Absolutely not in the slightest.
What is your work?
Dude, I work any 5 days in a 7-day period. I get 2 random days off. I could either work 10 to 6 or 6 to 2. It's whatever they need for that day. And any 8-hour shift in between like 10 o'clock and 2 a.m. So I can work 10 to 6, 11 to 7, 12 to 8. There's really no 1 and 9 shifts. You can work 2 to 10, occasional 3 to 11, many 4 to 12s, a lot of 5 to 1s, the occasional 6 to 2.
6 p.m. to 2 a.m.
Yes. Yeah, 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. But there are 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. shifts, but I don't work on morning shows.
Nah, 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. is heinous. It's so heinous.
It's gritty. I get home really fast though, which is lit. Get home in like 40 minutes.
Yeah, because there's no traffic.
Yeah. Absolutely no one's on the road. But
But I feel like getting there's gonna be traffic though.
Oh dude, yeah, it's terrible. Absolutely terrible. It's the bane of my existence. I literally sit in traffic for a minimum 2 hours commuting to work, and it's only 36 miles.
So heinous, bro. So heinous.
Yeah. But it is what it is. You do it for the things you love.
And he said it takes 40 minutes.
Bro said I get home really fast and then it takes 40 minutes. Yeah. I actually just realized how terrible that sounds.
I didn't even really I didn't process it at first because I'm so used to like you telling me that it takes like 2 hours to get home. So I'm like, all right, yeah, 40 minutes is fast. To row that shit must sound like a journey, bro. Like,
dude, it is.
Because it takes me journey. It takes me like 25 minutes to get to work.
I wish.
But the best part about Rockford is there's no traffic, so I'm just mobbing. I don't have to worry about time.
Straight driving. Yeah, nah. I literally almost crash 3 times a day. People are morons. No one knows how to drive in New York.
Yeah, man. The Rock.
Yeah, I need to pop out, bro. Popping out to Rockford.
Yeah, you do gotta pull up, bro. I mean, I gotta pull up to the city. I don't think you really want to pull up here.
Nah, bro. We'll just sleep at the casino.
Yeah, dude. Hey, Hard Rock Casino getting me right, dog. It's getting me so right.
So fire.
Oh man.
But yeah, I think it's time for me to call it a night. If you're
I'm feeling my eyes droop. That casino is free money. Ro experienced it firsthand. What a fire time we had there, bro. Like, that shit was fire.
It's so lit. Casino is either the best place on earth or the worst place. no in between.
Nah, literally. Our full card predictions for Dricus du Plessis and Kamaru Usman, UFC Oklahoma City, is going to drop this week. Stay tuned for that. We'll have another video that we might come out with. Hey, we should do our best gym draft.
Oh, we can do that. We can do best gym. We can hit a video on Kamaru Usman.
Yeah, man. I think that'll be we got some ideas. We'll cook something up for y'all. But the picks will come out this week for sure. We're very excited. We have 8 straight weeks of UFC. I'm pretty sure. I gotta look at the schedule, but
fire.
I think we got 8 straight weeks of events. So that'll be a whole lot of fun.
Contender series is next month.
And Contender series is almost here. So Yeah,
I'm
we
so
always hype for
excited.
Contender Series. Literally, the most peak time to be an MMA fan is Contender Series because
Oh, dude.
everything is happening
That's
in the
the
fall.
best thing the UFC has ever done. I'm so
Yeah.
serious. The Tuesday night fights are just so electric.
Yeah, we're hyped. There's a good PFL card this Saturday too.
Yeah,
Johnny
I'm going to-
Evelyn versus
I'm
Impa.
going to PFL in July, end of July. It's on
Yeah.
Long Island. I'm gonna see Umar or Usman Nurmagomedov taking on Archie Colgan, and the best prospect not in the UFC right now, Dakota Dacheva.
Saladin Parnas, but it's okay.
Yeah,
we
but-
can agree to
But
disagree.
does he have 11 knockouts in 15 fights?
No, but he is also fighting men and not women.
You got me.
Yeah. Unfortunate. There we go. They're really great prospects. Dakota Dacheva is the best women's prospect outside the UFC anyway.
Yeah,
Um,
it's only a matter of time.
Yeah, only a matter of time. But hey, we appreciate y'all rocking with us. We are going to catch y'all very, very soon. We will have a recap stream after Saturday's card as well, after Oklahoma City. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in, and peace out from the War
Peace.
Room. Catch y'all next time.